Hello everybody, my name is Dimebot and we are in Wildstar. Been a while since we've done too many videos on Wildstar. I figured I would take a look at my Stalker because I've gotten my Stalker up to about, well, level 43 as you can see. And as many of you may or may not be aware, my first character was actually a Spellslinger and the playstyle is considerably different than the Stalker. So I thought I'd kind of talk about my impressions of the class now that I've got them almost all the way to level 50 and kind of how you play the Stalker and how I think it compares to the Spellslinger after spending a good amount of time with it, because I could have done this a while back, but I really feel that in this game you can't get a good feel for the character or the progression until you get a good long way in. I love the Lop. So, the big thing about the Stalker is they have medium armor, so they can take a lot more punishment than the Spellslinger ever could. They also can, well, cloak. So, there we go. And the other main difference is the Stalker does a lot more burst damage. I would come back here with my Spellslinger and show you guys a comparison, but it wouldn't be meaningful because my Spellslinger is level 50 and in raid gear, so not a fair comparison. So let's go collect some mining explosives, because why not? So, yeah, the Stalker playstyle really allows you to do a lot of things different than you could with the Spellslinger. You can cloak. It's useful to get through some of those areas in the game that might have been really hard with one of the other classes, because you can just kind of, well, walk past some enemies. The big thing, though, is the Stalker doesn't have... challenge. The Stalker does not have any real ranged attacks. It is an up-close, in-your-face character. Although I can get off a massive amount of damage by cloaking and doing my backstab, well, my stab. It also does more damage if you do it from the back. What are you shooting at there, buddy? So yeah, it's just a very different playstyle. It took me a long time to get used to the Stalker and how much damage you can actually put out with this character, but they really can hold their own in pretty much any conceivable situation you could see as far as a fight goes, especially PvP. I do have a PvP build for this character. It works a lot differently than this build I'm using right here. So the basic idea with this Stalker build is to cloak, mark, and then use my 2, which is my stabby, get in the stuns when we can, punish, and then the kick. Well then, bronze level awarded. I also think that there's a lot to be said for the outfitter for the Stalker, because my 2 talents really are, there we go, Survivalist and Outfitter. So Outfitter lets me build heavy armor. I need to get it up to another level here. And then Survivalist allows me to collect the things that I need to build medium armor. So, ooh, and I should probably switch this. There we go. So I've got my Spellslinger set up to be a weaponsmith, which has come in very handy a couple times because I can make myself some really badass weapons for my Stalker. But by the same token, I can also make a really badass armor for my Stalker with my Stalker. And I chose kind of a... oh god, these guys need to die. I chose kind of a weird path. I am a explorer, or not explorer, settler. And the reason I did settler mainly was because I don't have any healing spells really. I just rely on my lifesteal, so the campfire is awfully useful. Get some more mining explosives here. So all in all, I really kind of like the Stalker. I think it offers a much different playstyle if you like to get up close and personal. I really think that you should do this instead of, say, the Spellslinger. Maybe the Warrior. I do have a Warrior once I get it up a few more levels. Then we will definitely be taking a look at the Warrior. But as of yet, I'm barely level 20 with the Warrior. which in my experience is not far enough into Wildstar to really get a good feel because I don't have access to a lot of skills yet. And if it's anything like the Stalker and the Spellslinger, the later skills in the game can really change up the way the character plays and feels. Let's see what we got there. Where did that loot bag? Loot bag, there you are. Bingo amp, that's an Esper amp. That'll be sold off later. Right. So you can see right here the amount of burst you can do to a single target, especially with that snare. And done.
And give me some too, please.
I love the lob, I really do. If I find shinies, I'll give them to you, Lop. So, more mining explosives, gotta find them. This is a really annoying quest. I actually don't like this area that much. Malgrave is probably my least favorite area in the whole game. My favorite probably being the moon.
Double kill.
I am not looking forward to doing raid attunement with this character either, and that is mainly because I was never looking forward to doing raid attunement in the first place. However, the way that the Stalker functions in a dungeon party is a little easier to get your arms around than the Spellslinger, because the Spellslinger is really skill-based. You have to always be moving, especially in a dungeon, which means you have to be aware of where your teammates are. You have to make sure that you're going back to hit the healing zones from your healer. A lot of dungeon performance for the Spellslinger is on the Spellslinger, whereas with the Stalker, there is a certain amount of being able to just sit in there and do the damage and expect the healer to, you know, heal you. Although, if you are a tank with the Stalker, then you have to worry about using all your deflects and everything, because the Stalker is a deflect tank. You can, I think, kind of go like with a normal tanky style, but it's really built to be a deflect tank, which means you have to be on top of your skill rotations and getting everything through, which is why I haven't really tried to play that, because I don't have any particular desire to ever tank. I'm much more comfortable being a damage dealer. I can play healer with my Spellslinger because I do have the gear for it, but that is also a relatively difficult proposition sometimes in a really chaotic fight. And 66, God, how many of these explosives do we have to pick up, game? At least they're respawning. So, all in all, I would say if you've played Wildstar, you know kind of how the Stalkers work. If you're thinking about playing one, go ahead and do it. They're fun, but probably don't take the human, because my Stalker runs all derpy when she's cloaked, and it's annoying. But, if you haven't played Wildstar, Stalker's not a bad place to start if you don't want to play your typical, you know, I have a big sword and I'm going to swing it at you character, which is kind of what the warrior is in this game. And the Spellslinger is very much a skill-based character, lots of skill shots, very squishy. Fun to play, though. And you have the Esper, which I hated the Esper when I played it. Not mobile enough, which is really contrary to the way that the rest of the characters in this game play. So, yeah. Thinking about trying a medic next. I think I've got like one character slot open. I don't know, though. It's either medic or engineer. Got the stun, and you're dead.
Double kill.
That damage. So good. Hey, there's some explosives up there. Oh, this guy's going to be a pain. You might see that 5 ability popping up. That is a crit proc, so that's why you're not seeing me use it all the time. Cute. That ought to be just about it. One more. Hello. Oh, this mission. Toss mining explosives into the hauler's main engine. I think we'll do that before we end this video because I like explosions. Means we're gonna have to take it a few games. But final thoughts on the Stalker while I'm doing this. Super fun class, very survivable, just overall really enjoyable. So. Wow, I screwed this fight up. Yeah, really enjoyable. If you want something that takes some skill to play, but is also really, really fun and lets you act like a ninja, you should definitely try the Stalker. And my ability to play this game has just gone to shit all of a sudden. Wow. Alright, you get dead. Thank you. And we'll turn that in. And yeah, guys, if you want to see more Wildstar, as I said in my other video about the state of the channel, which I will be linking at the end of this, you should definitely watch it. But if you want to see more Wildstar, let me know. I'll do some raid stuff or you know, whatever. Like I said, Wildstar takes a little bit longer to set up to play than some of the other games I do because, you know, you have to make sure that you're grinded up to the right level in the right spots at the right times. But it's not impossible, so if you want to see it, just let me know. Click the subscribe button coming up, hit like, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. My name is Digm. Later.